My service spares my world
Purchase your tracks today.
and the one I love.
DJ Seldom Sings.
Spares is taking over
Today. Purchase your tracks today.
and the one I love.
What's up, everybody? This is David Flores, your bike life surfer from the 5280, with my special guest. Where did he go? Where did he go? E, come on. New guy, working the bugs out. What's going on, my man? It's my
What up,
special
dude?
co-host. It's my special co-host. Well, DJ Seldom Seen is out for extended period of time. We wish him the best, and he will be back sooner than later. I hope he's doing well, and our prayers are with you, DJ. So we haven't forgot about you at all. He is gonna back me up here for a little bit. And I hope you're doing good, my friend. What's good,
I'm
my
doing
guy?
man. What's good with you, man?
Nothing much, man. I'm just kind of chilling out, doing my thing, and relaxing. It was a long weekend, that's for sure.
Yeah, I had kind of a little busy day today. I had to rush and get back in here, as you know. But yeah. Can I do a
How
quick
was?
little shout out, real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely.
Quick little shout out, Insurance Man from Pedal Up Bike Club for winning free bike transport to OBC 2026, courtesy of Ease Transport. You ready to get to OBC? Let's get it going. Let's
What's going
ride.
on with that? What is your business again? I mean, you're doing transport for Detroit or surrounding communities. What are you doing it for?
I'll do transport for Detroit. I'll do transport for any other city that's trying to get to another city.
Nice. I like that. I like that a lot. This is your second year doing it?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay, where'd you get that idea to do that?
Went to OBC with a guy and watched him do it, and he was really stressed out about it. And I got the bug. Hey, I want to transport our city to another city so we can
Uh,
ride our bikes together in another city.
are you
So
guys going to be hold on one second here. Are you going to be doing that? You're going to be doing that for Denver too, aren't you?
yep,
That's cool.
yep. Well, I will transport from any other state to Denver as well.
What's the farthest that you've transported?
Vegas,
Vegas?
OBC. Yep.
I like that. I like that.
Well, transported to Vegas last year, transported to Houston and New Orleans.
Really?
Yes, sir.
That's cool. New Orleans, you guys had quite a bit of people when you did that one, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hold on one sec. Getting all these bugs out, so we're ready to go. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. This weekend, I definitely got humbled. I went on I was supposed to be. I thought at first it was going to be a 40-mile bike ride, but still fighting that cold. I thought I was fine. I did. It was one of those things I thought I was fine. I made it 11 miles about 13 total back to my car. I even had to take the light rail in. That it got me for the first time. I went from doing 30 miles in LA a couple weeks
Mm.
ago, but being sick though, legitimately like half the damn United States. It's like ridiculous, but it is what it
Yeah.
is. I definitely was humbled on that one, so I jumped on my e-bike and went for a throttle. I think somebody called me a Fixie Kid called me a throttle jockey. So when they were all standing together, I thought asked them if they were the Fixie Chicks. What was their new hit single coming out?
Jokes galore, boy. I tell you, jokes
I t-
galore.
Man, you gotta have some fun with it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
As long as it's not malicious.
yeah.
You never want to be malicious.
I got out on a little ride with Lou and Parker on Monday. We did a couple of miles, man. Wasn't
That's
nothing serious.
cool. Is Lou's legs there still?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
Yes.
I was on two wheels. I wasn't on the e-bike. I was on my SE.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was. I was on my fastest.
You pedaled?
Yes, sir.
I thought you were doing too much when you were doing that.
Hey, man, I had a couple of days off. What can I say?
Right?
Hmm.
So yeah, man, it's been a fun filled week. There's so much coming up. OBC is just dude right around the corner.
Yeah.
Right around the corner. I'm so looking forward to that and all the people that I'm gonna meet and that I've been talking with online for the last couple of years. So that's gonna be interesting. I can't wait. Dude, my bike is almost done. Reckless Customs. Big shout out to Reckless Customs. I pick it up on Saturday. By Saturday night it'll
Sweet,
be a roller, and the next week I'll get the mid-drive motor installed.
sweet.
It's like 3 bike shops helping me. That's community. That's love. That's bike life. So
So
I
you
got
get it done.
Frank doing the paint. Austin Chipman from Dynamic, who's one of the sponsors for the Midwest Invasion, he's got all the tedious shit that he can't stand, but he's got much love for me. And
Hmm.
then Eric Guterman from E-Force Bikes, 3871 Tennyson Street, where we have went live quite a few times, who will also be renting e-bikes for the Midwest Invasion. I think that's coming good. I have to reach out to the hotel because I heard that all 20 rooms have been rented
Hmm.
or reserved. So
Congratulations.
thank you. I'm really happy about that. I just found out a few hours ago. I do know that Rose from the Wild Dogs and her crew from San Antonio are going to be coming up. I think upwards of 6 to 8, but I think it's
Hmm.
more 6. So big shout out to Rose Flores for getting them Wild Dogs out here. Really
In,
appreciate that like a lot, dude. It's going to be.
indeed.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I think the one main thing I'm looking forward to is that golden ride we're going to do.
Now go over that again. What makes it a golden ride?
Golden is Golden, Colorado, and the
Right?
foothills. You have the mountains, basically. That's the town is Golden. So they called it the Golden Ride. I learned this ride from what was their names? At one club. I can't. Oh, the Skid Marks. They took me on that. That was like one of my first rides I ever did. They did a night ride of it. Ours is going to be like an evening, so we kind of get back. You know what I'm saying? Not too late, kind of late, but not
Hmm.
late, so we can still smash through the city and stuff. But like I said, I'm gonna have a 26-foot box truck, and whoever has like a stretch or even trikes, I'm gonna have a box truck there. I'm gonna have it. It's gonna be kind of interesting because I'm gonna have it set up in 2 different ways. One, I'm gonna have it where we drop everything off, but two, I'm gonna have one of my mans who doesn't ride at all have it parked at the end of it because if anybody can't make it up that hill, I'm just gonna load those bikes up real quick, go like 2 blocks, park that shit on a side street again, and get everybody to the next location. But that's like
Right.
right at the end. That's like right at the end of it. It's a great ride.
Okay.
You guys are gonna like it, dude. It's like 23 miles all the way back to the hotel. And that
23
is not
miles.
nothing that you guys aren't used to because I've been on Parker's rides, and them shits are like 20 miles from pedal up.
Yep, but we've talked about it before. The altitude is a lot different in Denver.
Yeah, but 90% of you guys have all e-bikes.
No, I wouldn't say that. But
And
that
we've talked about
people should understand if you're going to Denver, you should probably bring an e-bike.
or a pedal bike. I don't want to hear that because I know lots of 35 plus that are in very good shape. It is not that bad. This is not San Francisco. We have little grades. That's it. There's only one asshole hole or asshole hill out of the whole thing. The whole weekend, one. That's it. The rest of it is you can pedal it. And as I said before, it is pretty much downhill till we get to the asshole hill. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
so whole.
Asshole hole. Asshole hill. That's what I was trying to say. Dude, I'm so. I mean, I'm good, but I can still tell I got a little bit of effects of these this chest cold I had. So tonight we're gonna have on David Brown, aka Super Dave,
Super
Ohio.
Dave.
One of Ohio's OGs, but he's now in Atlanta. So he'll be coming on probably in about 4 or 5 minutes and stuff like that. Have you guys had any more of your top secret meetings for Coupe Day?
No, we actually
No?
have not. There's other events that everybody's focused on right now. Getting OBC out the way. We got a couple of parties coming up too. In the next
And
couple of
David
weeks.
Brown's event. And David Brown's event.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
April
yeah.
2.
David Brown. Yeah, Dave is right after OBC.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. J Dub says, I'll go straight up that hill. Well, Jay, I'm going to put you to the test on that one, player. I can't wait.
Where
for
is he
the
from?
Where are you from, Jay? Tell us where you're from. He'll let us know in just a second here. So, yeah. Well, let's see. We got 7:10. We still got about a few more minutes. Oh, yeah. Let's see what's going on in the. Let me share this one more place real quick. Hold on. Make sure our friends from Facebook can see it.
Yes, please.
Yep, I just
What are you
posted it.
doing?
Let's see here. That is not what I wanted. Well, there he is. Hold on one second. Give me a minute.
So I had a good time out at the bar tonight, real quick, popping in there, doing the raffle. Blaze was in the building.
Who
Of course,
else?
Monday night. We had Peaches was there.
Oh, okay. Shout
Um,
out to Peaches.
Yolanda was there. Dana.
Mrs. Murphy.
hmm Lou was there. Carrie. Rob, one of my drivers, he was there.
Okay. Well, here he is.
Katera was there too.
Okay. What's up, Mr. Brown?
Dang, how you doing?
Good. Hey, you want to come a little bit closer?
Right.
Yeah, that's good. Can you hear us?
I hear you loud and clear.
Hey, Dave,
Can
man,
you
how
hear
you
me?
doing today? Super Dave in the house.
What's up,
How you
Dave?
doing?
What up, E? How you?
I'm good, man. How you doing, brother?
Good, man. Can't complain, man. Blessed to be here, bro.
Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast tonight. I know this was something that DJ Seldom Seen had set up, but unfortunately he's not with us right now on the podcast. He's taking care of some things, but I'm glad that we followed through and we got you on.
Yeah. I'm glad to.
So let's check this out. So let's take it back in the day. So I've done a lot of homework on your profile. So what I want to say like 84 to 86 you were racing on BMX?
Before that.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start from the
Started-
beginning then.
I started racing BMX in the 6th grade.
In the sixth grade? Would that have been in the
Yeah.
70s then?
Early 80s. I'm 56, so it was like
56?
82.
Okay, okay, okay. Right
Yeah.
on. What did you ride back then?
Man, I done had so many bikes, man, from Haro to Hutch to Riley to, man, I done had a million bikes back then,
Out
you
of
know.
all those, though, you had to have had a go-to, though. What was you had to have a preference? Like I like Air Max 90s, E likes Jordans, or I'm sorry, Adidas.
My bike that I had the most success with was a Haro FST.
FST.
Yeah.
So what got you into it? What got you into racing? What got you into bike life? Was that just something as a child?
Yeah, as a child, I was always on a bike. I was raised like in the MC world. My dad had me on bikes at a young age, mini bikes. I was just around club life and the motorcycle clubs, and BMX is BMXing really wasn't in my neighborhood at all. But I found a track that was maybe about an hour away, and my dad was all for it, man. He took me out every weekend, and I raced all over Ohio. I was kind of well known because it's not too many people that look like me that raced back then on the real circuit. So
Mhm.
yeah, and I was real good. I had a lot of trophies. I used to get a trophy every weekend. My whole living room was full of trophies.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, that fills up quick if you're competitive. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
So was
So,
it with the racing? Was it on pavement or dirt or both?
Oh no, it was real BMX racing on a real track with it. With helmets
Okay.
on, with numbers on the front of your bike, depending upon how many points you got for the year, the lower your number is. It was like the real. I was on a real circuit.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
nice. So while you're racing, I did see that you have a boxing background. Was that something you also did as a kid as well?
Yeah, as a teenager, I started. I first hit the gym probably about 16 years old. I wrestled before that. I wrestled through junior high school. Broke my arm wrestling, horse playing. Couldn't go back out and wrestle the next year, so I started. I dibble and dab in boxing. So then, when I went to the service, I was 100 with boxing. It was just became my life. Made the All
Mm.
Marine team. Um, got out the service, went back to the gym, started fighting boxing.
So this whole time before you made it to Atlanta, you've always just been in Ohio, nowhere else?
Always been in Ohio, except for when I was in the service. Always been in Cleveland.
Always been in Cleveland, huh? Okay, that's cool. When did your guys' what we have today bike life? When did that start? Like when was the inception of your guys' community?
As far as bike life,
Yep.
well, the custom bike life world, I pretty much pioneered Ohio. Pretty much started in. I built my first. Let me say, I built my first custom in like 2010. We didn't have a bike life yet, but I had a bike. About 2011, I bumped into it was two different groups in the city of Cleveland. One was off of St. Clair, one was off 105. So I bumped into them and started pushing the issue of let's start a club. Start a club. It was a few of us at first. Then started the club.
When you started your club, what was your first event together? Did you guys travel to? You guys are so close to Detroit. Did you guys invade Detroit first, or did you make it out west?
Let me tell you how that went. So we started the club. Um, when we first started the club, I had did a bike show. It was just us. We didn't even know anything about Detroit. We didn't even know that another city was doing it like we was doing it. One day, thanks for Facebook, seeing G Mob and them ride.
Mm.
So
Okay.
I reached out to Bo. I was the president of all our riders. I reached out to Bo, the president of G Mob. I said, what's up? We ride bikes just like y'all. We want to come up there and kick it with y'all one day. Would it be a good time to come up here? Bo told me to come up here during the Dream Cruise. Pontiac Light Riders would be doing a event during the Dream Cruise. So at that time, we probably had about, I don't know, I probably had about 30 in the club around then. We packed our bikes up and we went up there. They were surprised that we showed up. They didn't think we was gonna show up. But from that day on, it wasn't nothing but love. We formed a bridge. It was like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna say a couple months after that, Detroit came to Cleveland. We threw an event. And I'm gonna tell you, when they came to Cleveland, Detroit came to Cleveland, man, they came so deep. I remember we was on we had an auxiliary clubhouse, like at the corner of the street. I remember looking down the street and how many cars kept turning the corner. We was like, wow, it wasn't nothing but love. Then from then on, it was just like we in Detroit all the time, and when we threw an event, they came down to Cleveland, and it was like the start and end.
Nice. How many have you been? You've been to Coupe Day, I would imagine, then too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you
oh
gonna go
yeah,
this year?
oh yeah.
Yeah, that'll be Coupe Day will be my first time going, and plus I'll be turning 50 that weekend. So I'm from Michigan
Okay,
originally, so it'll be the best way to start her back.
okay, okay. Oh yeah,
We got a
Coupe Day.
whole week of activities planned for Coop Day this year.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool. So in your travels and stuff, you've done the boxing, you've done the Marines. Do you advocate for kids to be on bicycles as well?
Oh yeah. I was when I was in Cleveland, I was putting a BMX team together. We had just started practicing, but we never really got on the real circuit. But oh yeah, I'm all for that. I'm all
Yeah,
for like putting kids in like, man, BMX racing is a good start for kids. You
Mm.
know, yeah,
that's
that's a good
definitely a rite
start.
to passage of adulthood with those injuries. Those are
Yeah,
those I give props to those BMX riders, like the track riders, man. That's very very intense. That's for sure.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, it is.
Um, so what's up, man? So with the boxing, are you a coach at that full time?
And I coached for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Um, I done made a lot of champs. Uh, I stopped coaching when I moved out of Cleveland. I couldn't start all over. And when I went to Georgia, it was too hard to get to where I was at in Cleveland. It took me so many years to get to that point. And then when I left Cleveland, I left my whole gym. I had a whole gym, full
Oh
gym.
wow.
I left my whole gym to the gym, and I just retired. Man, I'm like, man, I can't start all over. I don't know nobody in Georgia. I don't have the access to the kids like I did in Cleveland. So I just retired.
Do you miss it?
Heck yeah, I miss it, man.
Yeah.
What? Man, that's the
Hmm.
only real talk. That's the only thing I really miss about Cleveland is my boxing world, man.
Mm.
I, man, I miss that. I done been with so many of the rec centers. I done had my own gyms. Man, that was my life.
Mm.
That was my life.
You're
Well, when
making a
you're
difference too with that kind of stuff, man. Making a huge difference.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
oh yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I trained a lot of people that's still fighting now and pros and names that y'all done heard that I worked with.
Who's your
Mm.
favorite fighter to date?
Today, my favorite, man, I'm gonna say right now, I really think that Boots is gonna do something. Um, I I really got hip to Boots one time when my fighter Thomas Matisse, we was on an Indian reservation and Boots Cap was there, but we was all in the same dress. I never knew nothing about Boots to that day. We was up there for probably about 4 or 5 days on the Indian reservation, being around him in his camp and in the same dressing room and stuff. I started from being on. I started watching. That night he put on a good performance. So
Yeah,
he
he's
caught my
definitely a good
eye
fighter.
in. I knew that, yeah, that boy got some skills.
Hmm.
So I mean, he one of my top. Abdullah Mason, I didn't put them on fight shows, and he like one of the hottest things coming out right now. He from Cleveland. Like I said, I had put him on Glenville. I used to do the Glenville Festival every year. I remember putting him on that fight show a couple times, but he hot. He on fire right now.
Do you think Boots beats Fundora?
Oh yeah.
You think?
Oh yeah.
Even with
Oh
that
yeah.
long of a reach?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
Does he
Hey,
beat
Pandora
Thurman?
about to fight.
He's
He
fighting
about to
Thomas.
fight. Huh?
Isn't he fighting Thurman? Keith
Yeah.
Thurman?
Yeah. That's going. I mean, Thurman been out for so long, man.
Yeah.
I wish he. I wish he wasn't off on such a long time out. But I mean, Thurman got some good work. I mean, that might be a good fight. But Boots, man. Boots. And I say Boots again. Boots.
Yeah, Boots is a hell of a fighter. I'm going to ask you this. So, were you a Mayweather fan?
Yeah, I was a Mayweather fan. I done took my camp. We'd have been out and trained at the Mayweather camp in Las Vegas at the Golden Gloves, and yeah, yeah.
Okay, so here's my fantasy match. Okay. 135, 79-0, Julio Cesar Chavez versus 135 Mayweather.
Ooh-wee.
Mm.
Man, Chavez was a dog too. And man, I gotta go with Floyd on it, man. I mean, but that'd be
Yeah, I don't see him being quick enough. Even though Chavez was fast, man, I don't see him being quick enough to get me, man.
Yeah.
However, 80s and 90s boxing is a lot different than it is now because he would have made it a dogfight. He would have made Floyd have to fight.
It would have, yeah. He would have made him fight. He had to fight. He would have. That's for sure.
Yeah, because you saw what happened when he fought Castillo. He definitely has one loss.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, people argue about that one. There's a couple more that
It could go either way. It could go either way. It was a good fight. I'm just trying to do that. I know you guys are both Mayweather fans, so I'm just trying to mess with you guys.
Oh yeah.
So what's up, man? When did you get into promoting?
Promoting boxing or promoting bikes?
I'm sorry. Getting into events for Bike Life.
I think I threw my first event in 2014. 2014 was the first bike show I threw, first 3-day weekend, and then I used to throw them every year. Some years I threw more than one. Some years I threw car shows, motorcycle shows, and along with bike shows. A couple years I threw them together. Car, motorcycle, and bike shows. Yeah, 2014 is when it started, and I still dibble and dab a little bit now.
When you guys were in Cleveland and you were doing like events and rides and stuff like that, did you guys have a steady pace of who like switched it off each month or each week?
When we was doing rides?
Yeah, when you're doing just rides, like, community. Did you guys have a list of, how many work clubs were at the height of your club? How many clubs were around?
But let me say this, pretty much all the clubs came from my club. Except for, at the time, Squad Up and Cleveland Crew. We might have had about 7 clubs, please.
Okay.
We didn't like switch up like that. We had a Wednesday ride that everybody did, which was Wind Down Wednesday. We did that with like all the clubs would come together and meet up at Wind Down Wednesday. We would just link up and like hit each other up and like let's ride like that, but never really like a we ride Wednesday, like everybody take a turn. No, we wasn't even on that level of check. You just roll.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got some. We got here. Big Juan from. See, how's it going, fellas? Watching from Oceanside, California. I'm part of the Grind Crew in Long Beach. We do Venice Light Parade, Potato Head Ride, and much, much more. Love to have you guys come and join us one of these days. Have you ever been to any of those rides up in Cali?
I have been to Cali for Bike Life, but I haven't made a ride. I went to Sacramento and kicked it with the Contagious Wheels for a few days. I also when I went to LA, I took for the national power. I linked up with I had hit up King Wayne to plug me up with their club out there. So I linked up with the East Side Riders out there in LA, another trip. But I never really
Hmm.
took ride. I never really took a ride out there, but I have met up with a couple clubs out there though.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay. Much love to all of Oceanside, California that's watching right now, and to my homegirl Sarah, Miss Hectic herself. It's good to see
Hmm.
that you're watching. Um, so you tell us about your event that's coming up. Excuse me.
Okay, yeah. The first event coming up, I got 3 events coming up this year. But the first
Oh,
event is Atlanta, which is my own personal event. Um,
okay.
that's gonna be a 3-day weekend with a Friday night ride, um, Saturday night picnic with the ride, a lot of games and festivities for Saturday. Sunday a day party, a little small ride. This is actually like the second time we did it. That's why I called it Let's Do It Again. The first time was like when I first moved to Atlanta. It might have been like 2021. You know, I started a club in Atlanta that's it's still going now. It's the Rotten Peach Riders. Um,
Hmm.
so we threw an event then. Um, this event right here is just it's just me. I'm independent now, not linked to no club. It's just me and my wife with my shop, all out customers.
Hmm.
And that's what my goal is, just to network with clubs and throw events. If a club um in July, it's fresh off the press. Squad Up, me and Squad Up gonna do something together. We did something before together. They had their weekend. I say, y'all want to have a bike show during y'all weekend? They say, yeah. So I'll piggyback off the club. Well, I'll throw a bike show with a club that's already got a event. So that just
Hmm.
bring more hype to their event, and then that let me get my little thing off to to promote my little Super Days bike show. Uh, but we got that
Hmm.
July 11th, and then T Town Riders, G Money. I didn't did events with him a couple times. So we got the Ohio Players again. That's gonna be at the end of the summer in Toledo.
I wouldn't mind
Okay.
going to that.
Yeah.
Last year we did it last year. It was pretty good. This year we're gonna hype it up a little bit more. Um, Last year was cool. We got our feet wet, but I wanted more participation in a bike show. So I'm gonna let the cat out the bag and tell y'all what we're gonna do this year. Me and him already had a meeting to talk about it. So we got the 3-day weekend in Toledo. Friday night we're gonna do the Friday night in Toledo with this clubhouse. We got a clubhouse.
That shit is dope. I've
Hmm.
been there.
Yeah,
It's
it
dope.
is. I was there. I went to the party in November.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna do a Friday night in Toledo, and to get the crowd up, we're gonna do the picnic in the D. We're gonna bring the picnic to the D.
Really?
Okay.
We're gonna select the club in the D to take over the ride. But what that's gonna do is, I think we ain't have a good enough a lot of participation because people gotta pack their bikes up to get all the way to Toledo, and Detroit is like Mecca or the bike like we're in the Midwest. That's where it goes down. So why not put the show right front and center in front of everybody's face that can get to it? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I'm trying to bring everybody out. Everybody be talking. A lot of people be talking about the South competition. We had none there. Matter of fact, let me put it right in y'all backyard. Let's see if we can
Hmm.
get something going over here now. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Get people to bring them bikes out, and even in with the barbecue with the grill burn off. A lot of people at first was like it was all for it, but it ain't too many people show up. So let's put the real burn off right here in the D2 for that Saturday.
Hmm.
I think I'm gonna have to
So
make a
that's the hype
surfer
that
appearance.
Saturday up, and then Sunday we right back in Toledo again
That
for the.
sounds like a great time to me, man. I work in Toledo and I live in Detroit, so
Okay,
that back and forth is nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? I do it all the time.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know. And I'd be more than happy to support that in any kind of way as an independent, for sure.
Okay. Hey, what type of work you do?
I install fiber internet.
Okay. Fiber optics. Okay. Okay.
I work for Ameristar in their warehouse, one of the casinos up here in Colorado, up in
Okay.
Central City. So yeah, that's what I do.
All right. All right.
What do you think? Um, were you for the inception of e-bikes, or were you against them when they first came out?
I was for. I was for e-bikes. I was totally against engines. I was totally
Okay,
against engines, but e-bikes, I'm all for
fair,
e-bikes.
fair,
Yes,
fair,
yeah,
fair, fair.
yeah, yep,
Nothing worse than gas fumes on a bike ride.
Man,
absolutely, man.
if I wanted an engine, I'm gonna get a dirt bike. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? I'm gonna go all the
moped.
way in. I'm gonna get an engine. Give me a motor all day long.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in Colorado that be trying to pull that shit, and it's like, dude, this is a bike ride, not a dirt bike ride. You know, they'll be because we have massive street takeovers out here, and I always trip out on that. I'm just like, wow, it's just. But I mean, they're there to have a good time, but I try to stay away from them because they're so damn crazy with what they do. They're in the wrong environment.
Hmm.
Totally
So
Yep.
agree. Totally agree.
yeah, you said that that event in Toledo is in July, like in the middle of July.
No, that's gonna be in September. That's
Oh, I can
September.
definitely make
Oh,
that one. My yeah.
I think it's either September or the end of August. It's I gotta check the date again, but it's at the end of the summer though.
Oh, I would love to attend that one. I could stop in and see Ma Dukes and come and ride some bikes. Because my mom's up in Grand Blanc, which isn't well, it's kind of far, but it's not that bad. I have an event coming up called the Midwest Invasion, July 8th through the 13th. That'll be my first time. You know, it'll be Wednesday through Sunday. I'm gonna have a send off of the barbecue. Wednesday night's gonna be a soft meet and greet. There's gonna be just so many people here, you know. But like
Yeah.
Thursday night is gonna be like our street takeover night. That's where I'll be leading the Midwest to the Denver Cruiser Ride, and that's like easily 1,000 to 1,200 people like street takeover in Denver. So it's straight
Man,
shenanigans.
I would have liked to come to that, man, but I forgot that my sister has a retirement party on the 12th of July.
Well, that's you got to be
So
there for that.
I got to be there for that. And I just realized that it was the 12th. So I had reached out to James and Squad. I was like, man, I'm coming to Cleveland. I got to be there for the weekend, man. Let's do the ride. So that's why I'm doing the
Mhm.
ride on the July 11th. Because Cleveland, I want to ride. Let's get everybody out. Or else I
Well, you
would have
know,
tried to make yours.
well, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it this year, and then I'm gonna take a year off from doing it, and then I'm gonna do it in Boulder, Colorado, the next time around. Which is, I mean, they have bunk bed. I mean, they're all engineer college kids. I mean, it's a community thing, but I mean, they've got like trampoline bicycles. I mean, bunk bed bicycle. I mean, it is something. I'm serious, man. Like, I'll send. Watch when we're done. I'll send you video of their page, and you'll be like, it's insane because they're all. It's a community. You know, in Boulder, it's really great. It's all community. There's the college. You know, there's the people the townies that live there, and it's like one big party. It ends up at a parking garage with like 3 kegs of beer, and then they'll like pack up their DJ equipment and take you to like another remote location with the booze. And I mean, it's fun. I mean, it's a college town. What could you expect? You know what I'm saying? So that'll be the year. That'll be in 2 years that we'll do that one next. So I want to, you know, I don't want to burn it out. I mean, Colorado's beautiful, and there's a few places that we can do. So it'd be good to do one year, go support somewhere else, and then come back and do it again another year.
Mhm.
I've been to Colorado once
Oh
on
yeah,
my
what
way
part?
to OBC. Oh, hey, E,
Yo,
you might not know the same thing you doing. I was our first time, the Midwest first time invading OBC. I did exactly what you do, what you started doing.
what? Taking transporting the bikes.
Yep, I transported the Cleveland bikes, and then I made a stop in Detroit and got Detroit bikes. Picked up Junie
Mhm.
June. When we got to I did a count on how many bikes we had, like 55 bikes
Damn.
on the
Damn.
truck.
Oh yeah.
55.
Oh
That
yeah.
was in 2015. That was the first time we hit OBC.
Okay.
We went there deep. And I drove again like the next year, but I didn't get the big. the big Penske truck. I just did the
Hmm.
train. Yeah, I took that drive a couple times though.
That's back when they I keep hearing about how, how great bike life was. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I
Yeah,
wasn't around back then, but
it was.
man, I hate I missed it because I hear all the stories. You know what I'm saying? How y'all used to just mob to Vegas and
And
just
it
be
was
deep as
nothing
fuck
but
in Vegas.
love, man. Nothing but love. Yeah, we
Mhm.
it was bobbing. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Dave, David, what changes have you seen in bike life since 2015 for the better or for the worse?
Hmm.
I'm gonna say it was better in the very beginning. I think it was better. Um, it was all new. I mean, everything was, you know what I'm saying? Everything was new. We was exploring. It was like just all fun, man. We was then over time. It kind of like lifetime. It kind of like slowed down a little bit, but now over the last couple of years, Detroit to cranked it back up. Ohio ain't cranked it back up like back then, but back then Ohio was cranked up. We had clubs thriving in Toledo, Cleveland, even Dayton, Club Dayton,
Hmm.
Akron. It was thriving. It's like it slowed down a little bit now. We need to
Hmm.
get it back. We need to get the Midwest back jumping how it was. I like how um where we at on Wednesday and just like really took off in the deep.
That where we at Wednesday? Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah. That's
that that
about
got
right.
y'all that got y'all that got y'all all back on the scene. I love that. And I'm gonna catch one of them. You catch one of them rides, man. Actually, I caught one last year. I caught one. Yeah, I did catch one last year, but
That's
I'm gonna
gonna
catch.
kick off Coop Week. Where
Yeah.
we at Wednesday? G Mob and Glow is kicking off Coop Week with a Where We at Wednesday ride.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I might make that one.
Yep.
Just might make that one. I'm
Hmm.
definitely coming up Tuesday.
That would be
Can't wait
that's
for
the kickoff of the season too. So that'll be the first Where We at Wednesday. Nope, I'm sorry. I think we do got a Where We at Wednesday before that. But yeah, definitely G Mob Glow doing the Where We at Wednesday ride for to kick off Coop Week. Then we got Slow Roll on Thursday. Then we got Ride to a party ride back to the Hotel Hollywood Casino downtown Detroit. Um, real prime area, plenty of stuff to do, all that good stuff. And then Saturday Coupe Day, you know,
Yeah,
a couple of more rides with that. So we're gonna have a good time, man.
back week right there.
Trying to bring it. You know what I'm saying? We trying to help. We trying to help. Me and my people, we trying to help, kick it back up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, in traveling with me, I don't know. I can pretty much, yeah, I know me and Dave talk about it a lot, and I'm sure me and you gonna start talking more and more about it too. How much fun you have just going out and not only kicking it with people that you know you met before out of town, back in their city again, kicking it with them, and then just meeting more and more new people that share the same type of interests that we share, you know, and they just excited to see us, to see you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try my best to make it to Atlanta, but if I can't, believe me, I'm there in spirit, for real, for real, for real.
Damn, bro. Totally understand. You got your
Dave,
hands full, man. You got OBC, and that's right before my event, really.
Yeah, and then I
as a
get
question,
back here and I'm doing a lot of the stuff with Coop Week, so there's a lot of stuff going on.
hey Dave, I got a question for you about your event as well as OBC, and I guess just not your event or OBC, all events. What do you think when you hear, riders that are going to be going to said event that want to hate and throw shade on another promoter trying to do their thing just to get their friends to peel off to possibly go? Do you condone that, or what kind of message you like to send? Because I know we all want to try to support, but we have had differences of opinions with some promoters. Nobody's like perfect and stuff like that, but to intentionally, maliciously throw salt on someone, what would you say on that?
All right, let me go into a whole nother topic that's pertaining to exactly what you're saying right now.
Okay, absolutely.
This is what me and Hardy had a talk, and this is what I've been thinking. Um, I've been thinking, bike life, man. Bike life should always be about having fun and, you know what I'm saying, and bringing people together. It should
Yeah.
always be a positive thing for one to start it off.
Yeah.
My thing is, see, we got West, we got the Midwest, we got the South. Pretty much, really, everybody is in their own world. You know, OBC was supposed to be where was and is the event that gets us together. That's like one time a year. But you know, there's a lot of things that's going on in the Midwest. There's things that's going on in Florida. There's things that's going on in Houston. Things that's going on in California. My thing is, how can we get the love for everybody to come together, like more than just like OBC? You know,
Mhm.
how can we get, like if I throw an event or somebody throw an event, how can we get the West to come to the Midwest or the Southwest to come to the Midwest? How can California get us or Houston really get us to come? You know what I'm saying? I think we need to figure something out and to bring everybody together where it's more love, where it ain't gonna just be straight hate. You know, it's a hate because for one, people don't really know each other enough to even know what they about. You know what I'm saying? They don't even give them the time to realize that they really cool people though. You know what I'm saying? We
Mhm.
need to we need to break that
Yep.
that gap right there. We need to bring that gap together somehow so people can really know, like, man, it's cool to go. It's cool to go to that to go to the other side of the country to kick it to their events. But they're gonna come back and they're gonna bring people over here to our events, and it's gonna be all love. We're gonna come together, and it's like, bam, you know what I'm saying?
So I think
So
I got kind of like the answer to your question. Like, what can we do? We can start doing stuff like taking Coop Day and turning it into Coop Week. You know, because in talking to people in California, a couple of times, not in California, but at OBC, that live out west, that was one of their main things. Like, I don't really want to come all the way across the country for, 2 or 3 nights. Make it a longer event, and then we can start to actually wrap our heads around coming across the country and hanging out 5 days. Getting there on a Wednesday, leaving on a Sunday.
yeah,
So that's one way of doing it. We it's talking to Hardy, talking to Bo, talking to Mark down in Houston. Um, everybody what everybody is saying is the same thing. We just need to get together, talk about it, figure out like what cities we're gonna go to this year. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody want to do something and everybody want to hit different cities. You know what I'm saying? There's no doubt about it. Um, that can help too, integrate the West into what we doing because we I'm trying to come to Atlanta. I'm gonna be in Cleveland. Well, I can't be in Cleveland because I'm gonna be in Denver, but definitely the Toledo joint there. You know what I'm saying? 100%. But see, you see what I'm saying? I'm already pulled and tugged to where I can't be in two places at one time, and I want to be. I want to come. I want to come to Atlanta. I want to go to Cleveland. I done heard so many great things about it, and just getting to know each other. That's one of the that's one of the calling cards of even when you ride in your city. When you get a new rider on a ride that you ride all the time, um, it's kind of like they're getting that new neighbor next door. Like you can't wait to get to know him. You know what I'm saying? When you was growing up as a kid, another little boy moved next door. You're like, man, I can't wait to get to know him. That's gonna be my boy. We're gonna be going to the stove, all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And when you get new riders, that's kind of the vibe you get. Like, I can't wait to get to know this cat. What he all about? You know what I'm saying? You want to travel? You want to, he like riding every day. What's the situation? You know what I'm saying? So that whole excitement that we have for each other, for just riding bikes with each other, and partying, and the music, and you know just different ideas from people around the country is something that we definitely should pull together and hold on to. You know what I'm saying?
Here, hold on.
definitely.
I'm gonna go to our chat, and I know this is Hefe. Yeah, that's definitely Hefe on there. It says has to be in a central location in a massive collaboration. Some real real unity type shit 100. Yes, that is possible. However, it would take the Super Daves, the JPs, the Marissas, the Bows, the King Waynes. It would take several of you guys to come together. What you guys could do, OBC is established as a super show. Everybody knows that. Gary Potter in Florida is also known as a super show as well. You know, you guys could, but it's getting people to want to do it. If you had conferences, like, you know what I'm saying? Like a national type conference where it's like we'll say like Marissa's, San Diego. And then we got like Detroit. And then like we got a Cleveland. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you made it like an 8-state tour, and then but the major promoters of it would have to come together to collaborate to do like a super show. Like, you know what I'm saying? Several people. But there have been shows that have been around for so long, events, sometimes people aren't going to want to do change. But I mean, this was great feedback on both. I would say if we could do conferences, that would be awesome. But it's getting everybody to come together like a board, basically. I'm surprised Bike Life doesn't have a board. I'm serious.
That's
Like,
what,
there's enough.
that's what was
There's
being
enough
talked
of
about. Yeah.
Yeah, there's enough of you OGs out there from the West Coast to the Midwest, even the East Coast. We have somebody coming on that's got a huge following in Connecticut. I mean, even Connecticut's got Bike Life. You know what I'm saying? So it's nationwide. It's just getting everybody to come together. Now, I'm only 4 years in. You guys, and E is new at this too. I just came up with this idea to start just talking with everybody, but just seeing things from an outside perspective in a new phase. But it would be interesting to see something like that. I mean, you'd have to get I would say you'd have to get 12 promoters together and then 12 people to agree to throw a super show together at the end of the 12 state run. It's an idea.
Yeah, that's pretty much, 2 weeks ago, me and Hardy was talking about this. And had a good idea. He had a real good idea, which basically, like what you said, was like have like a board. But have a board, but it'd be like the super show would be in a different city every year.
Yeah.
That'll get everybody exposed to coming to whatever city it is that year. That'll get them exposed to, okay, now this year we over here on this side of the country for the super show. And then the next year, somebody else that's on the board to have it for their city. It'll be a board member from each city, from each, like region or city. And every year is going to be in a different city or region. Yeah. That's a good way. That'll be a good way to bring us together. But like you say, everybody they got to want it though. But everybody got to want it. Like it's a lot of big wigs, like you mentioned, it's a lot of big wigs that's out here that's been doing it. But can we get the big wigs to all sit at the table where there's no cheat? Everybody is equal. So everybody got to listen to everybody, and everybody's thoughts count. You know what I'm saying? If we can get everybody to be on the same page like that, to where people put their egos aside and say, man, let's just get this thing going and get this thing to the next level. By all means, whatever it takes. Okay, it ain't gonna be in my city this year. Okay, it might not be in my city for the next 3 or 4.
Let's do a hypothetical. I'll pick Dave, you pick the second state. I'll pick San Diego, California, Schoolyard, and Marissa Mays in a collaboration for the first one. Let's come up with 6. Let's just fucking around. I say Marissa Mays and the Schoolyard come together for the first one. Go, Super Dave. What would be the second one? We're going to do 6. We're going to come up with 6 imaginary ones.
Okay.
We just kicked it off in San Diego, Oceanside.
Okay, Georgia. So I'm gonna just say, Atlanta is a nice city to run the business. So I'm gonna say, I'll bring it to Atlanta. Even though my heart is Cleveland, I'm Cleveland all day long. But I'm in Georgia right now, so I would say Atlanta.
Okay, so that's fair.
You see,
that's fair because we went from the West Coast, and that would be considered the East Coast, right? Or Midwest?
South.
The South. I'm sorry, Jesus, I'm way off. So then we just went there. We went from the West Coast to the South. Okay, E, you go next.
I mean, if you're doing it like, going around geographically, then I guess Detroit would make sense, would be the next stop, would make sense. And
Yeah, I'll
then
say Denver,
swinging back out,
Colorado.
and then
Go ahead.
swinging back out west, maybe? Or would you want to go, are you thinking going back and forth?
I'm thinking just right now. Right now we've just made a circle.
So if we're thinking back and forth, like
No, no,
one
hold on.
west,
No,
one east.
you pick your one. Just pick your one for now.
Okay, so I just want to make the point that, of course, if it was one west, one east, then back west of the Mississippi, then of
At
course
least
it would
Southwest.
be.
We got to bring Texas in here too, because they got a big bike community too. So
That's
I
true.
mean, somewhere
That's
down the
true.
line, it had to be
So,
like Southwest,
so what is your
not just
pick though, E?
California.
Okay, so I'm going to stick with Detroit, even though OBC definitely deserves to be in that, But of
We're
course,
not even
Detroit.
done. We're not even done though. We're not even
That's
done.
right.
We're
You're
barely
right.
on three. We're barely on
You're right.
three.
That was
So
three.
I'm not gonna be selfish to say Colorado. I'm not gonna do that. I would say OBC be the next one. That would be me because that is a super show that's been going on way longer than I've ever been around in the scene. So I would say OBC would be next. Okay, so that's my second one. Dave, go.
I would say
So now we're
we
at
gonna
three, to our
we, we,
four total.
we take the fourth one to New Orleans. They've been holding Hardy and them been holding it down. Let's take it there. Let's take it down there. Let them
Mm-hmm.
get their turn.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
E.
I'll reach out to Chicago with number
There we
6.
go.
Mhm.
There we
That'd be
go.
number 5, right? That'd be number 5. I'm number 6. Right?
No,
Wait,
that's number 6.
that's number 6.
Yeah, unless you want
Yeah,
3
that is.
picks,
Yeah,
go,
two,
go
four,
right
six. Man, I'm on one today. I'm sorry. It's all this
ahead.
medicine I've been taking. That's so what? Okay, so we got 6. Let's try to do. Let's try to get 4 more. So that would be on me now. So
Yep,
now I
that's
will
you.
say now I will say Colorado. I will say Colorado, and that's with the Skid Marks and Scorchers leading that. Those 2 clubs. That
All right.
those. I mean, of course I'd be involved, but it would come down to them having to be in charge of it because they do get their respect. They are the OGs of the state of Colorado. So I would say Colorado be the 7th. Okay. You're next, Dave.
I'm gonna say we're gonna take it down to Florida.
Ooh, Gary
Mm,
Potter. Gary
mm,
Potter?
Yeah, because they've
mm.
been throwing the show. Yeah, it had to probably go to them because they already got it going on. But I'm gonna mention Bike Life Midwest Bike Life. We have hit Florida 2 years in a row. We hit Miami. It was
Oh
a G
yeah.
Mob. It was G Mob in Miami for a minute. So
Okay.
I went down. We went down there and we had a good time on. Man, we had a good time down there, man.
Mm.
It was nice. I would love to see Bike Life hit um, Miami again for real though.
Yeah, I ain't been there. I want to do that. I want to do that. It's a bike ride that they ride out in the Keys too, right?
I don't know about that one. I don't know. I just know
Yeah,
about the one that we went to, man, in South Beach was jumping, man. We had so many bikes lined up on South Beach, man. Man, it was
man.
nice.
Definitely want to do that, man. Definitely want to do that.
Okay, E, what would be your next one?
Hmm. Kind of not fair, man. I mean, I'm all Midwest, and that's not really how I feel. But all the good ones is gone. So I mean, I just have to say Toledo, Cleveland. Either one of them.
Okay, so
Or
what?
both.
That's 8. What are we at right now?
That's now that was number 9.
Okay, so 10 for me. Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix, Arizona. Big shout out to the Los Riders out there. I mean, the whole state, I bet you they would come together because you've got Yuma. You got all of Yuma Bike Life. You got Phoenix Bike Life. You got Mesa. I would say Phoenix for a big event. Phoenix would be next because you got the Coyotes. You got Los Riders. You got, I mean, the Peapod Angels. I mean, there's so many of them up there. Los Cyclists. Oddfellas with Jake from State Farm. I would say Phoenix. So that's 10. That's 10. The 11th one, I'm gonna get the OG to do it. The 11th one. What would be your 11th state before all? Well, no, because we have to have 12. So technically, there's
Yeah,
13 now. We're gonna say 13. Okay, so Dave, you call the 11th one.
Man, I could only speak on cities that I've been to really,
Okay,
really.
or a place you would like to see that has beauty.
Yep.
Um, but let me just put it to a city that I've been to that I would like to. I would like bike like it. I'm gonna say Sacramento.
Ooh, 916 Bike Life. What up? What up? I always watch that stuff. And you got the hotspot rollers out there, I believe.
Yeah, Contagious Wheels, Hotspot Rollers. Yeah, it's a few clubs out there.
And they got Elk Grove Bike Life, which is I think just like Pontiac to Detroit, like 30 miles away. So yeah, I mean that's a big. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a real good one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
They got a
12
good BMX bike life out there too. Yeah.
I think if I were to pick the 12th one.
What about me though? Hold on.
Oh,
What my
sorry.
question?
Go ahead. Go ahead. You're the 12th.
I mean, I had such a great time.
I know he's gonna say Houston.
Yeah, absolutely. Riding with Mark, riding with Ron, Iceman, Chino, all of y'all down there. They did a great job in Houston, man. I felt like I wanted to do. I could have did more. You know what I'm saying? I left some stuff on the table down there. You hear me, dog? So, uh, yeah, definitely Houston, man. Houston for sure.
That's fair.
And I would love to go to Houston.
You know, I guess if one of those were to fall out, a backup one for me would be since it's right next door, would have to be the Oddfellas of New Mexico. Billy Bueno, Aaron Gonzalez, all those guys. I believe I believe this I believe New Mexico would be live to see. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
think that would be my runner up. And then of course you got to get now you've had all these people throw an event, come together. Now it's time to get a super show. So you got all these personalities. That's
Yeah.
where where we're gonna host it. You know, we've
Yeah.
been all
Yeah.
over. Where are we gonna host
Yeah.
it? You know what? I don't know. That'd be a. We might have to get the spin wheel out for that one. You know
Like
that, but
Hardy
that's
said, it's something that should rotate. The cities that are willing to do it, that are willing to put that event on, because it take a lot, especially if you're talking about a super event. It's going to take a lot of people coming together and doing it that live there to make sure everything is right. So, for the cities that want to be involved with the promoters that want to do it, yeah, you just got to go year to year. This year we doing Houston. Next year we doing Vegas. Next year we doing California, where the super rides are going to take place. But they're still going to have their own rides. You can go there whenever you want to. But that's where everybody's. That's the ride that Hardy's point is. That's where everybody's going to go on those. That year. So if we're going to, and it could be more than one. It could be two. It could be two in my mind.
Yeah.
Two a
I,
year.
could,
You
I
know.
couldn't even imagine what promoters with bike shows and bike rides. And I mean, I'm just doing an event where I'm having 4 days of riding and stuff like that. That's all. But when you start putting in best BMX and best Bassett and Clunker and all these best paint, I can't even. That's on a whole
Yeah.
nother level. I'm
Yeah.
that's above my pay grade. I'm not there yet. I will eventually, but not yet.
So
Yeah.
here's the ultimate question now. Since we done put that energy in the air, how can we turn that into reality? Who's gonna make the call? I mean,
I mean, I could
we just
set up
spoke it
12
up.
faces
We just
on here.
spoke it up. We know. So now we know what needs to be done and how we can achieve what we're trying to achieve. But now it's about making phone calls. It's about connecting with the big wigs of the cities that we just named. If those were the cities that, you know what I'm saying, that we saying that should be part of it, somebody gonna have to somebody gonna have to reach out. I mean, so to be reality instead of just talk.
Oh,
I'm about making something happen.
yeah,
I
Be
me
don't want to
too.
interesting
just
to get
talk
12
about
of
it. I
you
want
on
to be
here.
about it.
Hmm.
It'd be interesting to get 12 of you on here all at once, but that's a lot of people stepping over each other talking.
You got the right thing going that can get everybody though.
I could. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
in time, I mean, I think we'll get down to that later. I'm having next week. We're taking a week off, but in 2 weeks we'll have another promoter on, and this time it'll be Amy from OBC. So I wanted to ask you, with both events going on, that's why that question came out because I've heard a lot of things and I don't really agree with them, but people have opinions like they have bleep. But we should focus on the positive. Because, dude, I'll tell you what, guys, this first time throwing this event, I've noticed everybody's telling me what to do and how to do it. Like, if you've never actually thrown an event, I ain't listening. Like, you know what I'm saying? I
Hmm.
will take advice from people that have done it and stuff all day long, and I have even being in San Diego and watching Marissa run it and stuff like that, and just, I mean, even when you have a community ride, that's some work.
Yeah.
Especially because she has such a dialed-in route. Man, I loved her route that she did. So yeah, I've been making sure to work on that for mine. We've been working on the routes, so
Yeah.
and alternate backup routes because you never know what could happen with traffic or construction could be set up in a day. You know how that goes. So,
Something's gonna happen.
so Dave, I guess let me see. You've been to a million of these bike rides and you've done the OBCs. Let me hear about an adventure that you did with a couple of your boys that popped up out of nowhere that turned into a memory.
Let's see. You talking about as far as a ride?
Nope. You just out fucking around and then
Right.
this person showed up, and next thing you know, y'all are out doing your thing.
Okay, I'm gonna say back in Cleveland. Well, I had put this event together. Actually, what it was before I moved, I had put a it's not even a club, it was a group. I was getting all the Ohio clubs together, and we was called what was called that, got what we called it. But I had got all the clubs, and we went to this place called Nelson Ledge. I
Uh
don't know
huh.
if y'all ever heard about Nelson Ledges, but it's like where the glaciers pushed the land up, and there was a lot of caves and crevices, and you had to really, y'all had to really help each other, like pull each other up and work together to get the girls to come to get up and climb the mountain, climb on the rock. Man, that was so much fun, man. We had so much fun. We barbecued out there, man. We walked through the caves, man. We hiked, man. That was a good time, a real good
Hmm.
time. That's
How
one of the
about
most memorable times.
your custom bikes, man? I mean, what we dealing with right now, man? I mean, somebody is asking, do you still have one of your old custom bikes that you kept winning the sound awards with? It had 10-inch subs on it.
I don't have that one, but I do have quite a few projects.
Yeah.
Um, I
You give
got
us a tour. Give us a tour.
Man.
well this
I be looking at you on Facebook and your little commercials, man. I be like, dog. You sit there drooling at some of the stuff I be seeing, like, dog, come on, man.
we got
Oh, here we go.
let me turn this camera
Ooh.
around. Let me see. Uh, turn this camera around right here. All right. So we got my wife.
Ooh.
This year.
Whew.
That's her bike. She got two subs on here and 10 speakers. 10 speakers
Mm.
on here. Two subs, couple
Damn.
amps, couple batteries. It's still a
Sheesh.
project. I'm not done. It's an e-bike, mid drive, alpha watt.
Man.
Now I'm coming out, working on this project with my partner.
That's dope.
Ugh.
That'll be ready for the Atlanta show. That bike that y'all might have seen, my Chrome bike, that I had brought out like 2 years ago. See, I had a mishap with that bike last year. That bike was just at my house. I'm working on that bike now. But I was on my way to New Orleans. And I made a big oversized bike. It was a trailer. Y'all know how trailers bounce. So what it happened was that wheel big. And the bike
Man.
hit in the trailer. And by the time I opened the trailer up, man, the bike was done. So I had to start all over. So I'm doing that bike.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Dog.
That's some bicycle pornography.
And that's all custom work out of your shop right there. I'm looking at.
Or having the handlebars was fast out of New Orleans. But everything else, I mean, I hate a box on the boxes at my house right now. But so I do boxes. Stuff the boxes. I do these brands. I need these brands. These perfect both. I'm really about maybe 144. It's a 32-inch front rim.
Damn.
The fender for the motorcycle fender, I set it down, made it in here. I'll be doing I ranked all my other posters.
Well, that's cool,
Man.
Dave.
Hey, yeah, that's cold, man.
That's dope, man. That's super dope. Let's get you back on
Y'all
here.
know what? Y'all know
Oh,
I'm
that's
doing wrong. BMX is this the 144 spoke gold spokes with chrome rims. Bike. Like I said, I got some more bikes at the house, but this is what I got up here. at
I
the
know
shop.
somebody personally, you just hurting with that one you just showed me with the 140 spokes. You hurting
Which
them with
one?
that one. That
This
one right
one?
there? Yeah, you hurting them with that one, dog. I know somebody personally that's just like, oh God. How
29
many
inch, so you know
how many
you know they don't sell gold 29-inch 144 spokes
abs?
so yeah, that's straight colors.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
How many SEs do you have?
Well, now mine's and my wife's, but this is our second set. You know, I
Okay.
think I probably was one of the first ones in the Midwest in our bike like that had an SE. I
Yeah.
actually raced the SE. That was my last time racing on the circuit. That was in 20 on the real circuit.
Yeah. They are not slow. They are fast, man. They fly past me on my e-bike.
Yeah, they fast. But my bike was just a little bit too big to be on the BMX track. So I said if I was gonna do it again, I would do like a 24-inch cruiser or something.
Okay.
A little
Okay.
lighter. Yeah, but I love SE though. I'm always keep SE in the cut though.
You have a
I love
message
mine
from
too.
Steve.
Love mine too.
You have a message from Steve Land. Big shout out to Steve Land. He says, "I want Super Dave to do a build for me."
Man, that's my homie, man. Shit, Steve, you know I got you, bruh. Hey, Steve, once again, man, thanks for the Steve just sent me a present last week. He sent me some coffee mugs, some custom coffee mugs with all our customs on them.
Well, that's funny that you say that. Turn the camera around so we can see you again.
Let me see.
You see us? Okay, cool. Well, I got some swag for you from Steve Land. I thank him very much for doing this. He was thinking of the show, but we have you a Bike Life 5280 coffee mug.
Okay.
So I'll be sending that to you. Thank you, Steve Land. I do appreciate that. That's
I
what we'll be sending.
appreciate that too.
That's my
Thanks,
logo.
man.
Yeah, thank you. Steve Land's been a very big supporter. Well, look, we're about to wrap this show up. I've had a great chat with you, and so has he, but I have one final question. And I ask the same question to everybody. Have you watched the show before?
Yeah, I watched a few of Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, on it. Yeah.
Okay, so the last question. If you could send a message state to state and city to city and our brothers and sisters across the waters in bike life and human beings in general, what would your message be today?
Say, love, peace, and hair grease. No, hey, for real though.
Right on. I love it.
All right, well, yeah, man. Nothing but love, man. Everybody, man. Let's have a good time this year, man. This
Yeah,
season's about
man.
to start, man. Let's keep the love there, man. Let's keep the peace. Let's all the bickering, man. It ain't even worth that, man. Let's just have a good time, man. Let's make bike life great.
Yes,
I
man.
love it. I love
Yep.
it. Well,
Link up and ride our bikes. Link up and
yes,
ride our bikes.
definitely. As Wiggles would say, two wheels, one love. I love that
Mhm.
saying. All right, everybody, that concludes our show. I am David Flores, your bike life surfer from the 5280, with my special co-host E, and our guest of honor tonight was Mr. David Brown, aka Super Dave. Check
Good
out for his
looking,
event.
Dave.
His event will be April 26th and 27th. Next episode that we are going to have will be Amy from OBC, with some of the OBC crew as well will be on with us. So looking forward to that.
All right.
We will be off next week. We're going to a format of only 2 interviews a month now. We just don't want to overflow it, and it's just too much. We got bicycles to ride. We're coming into summer, but we will be doing this twice a month. And in the month of June, it's going to be international. Actually, we'll probably do 3 weeks in 1 week off. We're going to have France, Poland, as well as Remco in the in Amsterdam. So we've got a lot of stuff coming up this summer. So Dave, thank you so much. I do appreciate it.
Mhm.
Stay on for a second.
You.
That is it.
Great.
We're out. Peace.